It's the Brett Cooper Football Junior Academic All-American Game, December 27th to the 31st in Dallas, Texas. Bowl games in 10U, 12U, 14U, and freshman 15U, as well as a high school seniors bowl game. Go to www.brettcooperfootball.com or call 484-619-7974 for more information. The Brett Cooper Junior Academic All-American Bowl Game, December 27th to the 31st in Dallas, Texas. Brett Cooper Football. Houston Energy Football. Catch all the action right here on NYSR National Youth Sports Radio as they charge for an IWFL championship. Just go to nationalyouthsportsradio.com and click on the live Houston Energy link, or follow us on Facebook at National Youth Sports Radio and Twitter at Kennie Long NYSR. Houston Energy Football. Check them out at HoustonEnergyFootball.com. Go Energy!
You're listening to NYSR National Youth Sports Radio. Welcome to the Kennie Long Show on NYSR. And now your host, Kennie Long.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kennie Long Show here on a Monday night. A warm and muggy Monday night here in Brenham, Texas. Our studio's here in Brenham, Texas, as it's been kind of wet all day, but we're expecting a big cold.
You're listening to NYSR National Youth Sports Radio.
Time than right now because, of course, football is not done here in Texas. I know a lot of other states around the nation, they've already played their championship games. They've already turned in equipment. They're getting ready for spring ball. They're getting ready for tournament ball, all that fun stuff. We are still alive and active here in Texas when it comes to not just youth ball, but also high school ball. Everything is still up and running. So it never ends here in Texas for sure. I can tell you that right now. Of course, with Taifa, and we are coming up on semifinals here in Texas. As we are in the semifinal round, as we're leading to the championship games coming up the following weekend, the weekend before Christmas. So it should be a very busy time of year. As a matter of fact, before we came on the air here tonight, I had a meeting, a call to get on regarding semifinals coming up here in Texas, as we're all over the state here in the Texas Youth Football Association. So a lot of business going on, a lot of great things going on. And of course, NYSR's got a lot of fantastic things happening as well. We're going to talk about one of those. Unfortunately, my guest tonight, D. Jenkins, who is one of the guys who takes care of and runs the FBU here in the Texas, or I think he has the whole Midwest to South region, I believe, because he's traveling all over the place all the time. But he was going to join us tonight and talk about FBU Texas as they're preparing to head to nationals in Florida. Unfortunately, he was not going to be able to make it tonight. So we're going to move on forward. We'll schedule him for another time. I know nationals, I think, is next weekend or the following weekend, one of the two. I think it's the same weekend as Taifa Championships here in Texas. So I know he's going to be a busy guy, and he's getting a lot of things taken care of. So we'll try to catch up with him to find out what's going on with FBU, particularly in the Texas, and what he's got on the national scene when it comes to FBU. A lot of great things that they're doing out there. Of course, here in December, we've got some big things coming up here along with Taifa. We've also got the Brett Cooper Junior Academic All-American coming up December 27th to the 31st. We're going to be live in Dallas, Texas here on NYSR that entire week. We're going to have two fantastic shows. Out there. First one is usually we do with all the players. I'll give them an opportunity to sit down, talk with me, introduce themselves, pump up who they're playing for, what state they represent, the schools they represent, things of that nature, the teams they represent. And then the next night, we're getting that set up. We're trying to find out who's going to be on our panel. But boy, do we have a thriller of a Cotton Bowl as we get to go to the Cotton Bowl as being a part of the Brett Cooper Junior Academic All-American. And the night before, we are going to do a panel discussion preview of the Cotton Bowl, where we kind of break that game down. And you couldn't ask for a better game for the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Ohio State and the University of Southern California. We got the Buckeyes and the Trojans. They're going to do battle there at the AT&T Center in Dallas, Texas, in Jerry World. So that is going to be a thrill. Hoping to get a lot of great guests on that and have a real good, hearty discussion and break down that game and find out who's going to win the Cotton Bowl. Is it going to be the Buckeyes, or will SC rise up and finish off the Buckeyes for the season? So we'll talk about that. I've already got somebody asking me, hey, are we going to discuss the garbage decision putting Alabama in the Final Four of the college football playoffs? We are going to talk about that. And we might as well start. We'll talk about that right now. The Final Four of the college playoffs came out yesterday about 11:30, 11:40 in the morning here in Texas. And there's some shock waves about it. Mike Fontaine doesn't like it already. I can already tell. And we've got the phone lines open. In fact, let me make sure that's all fired up as well. 979-353-4421. That's the number to call. If you want to be part of the show, join us here on NYSR, the Kennie Long Show. That's the number to call, 979-353-4421. The big question, and they're still talking about it, even today, all through sports radio. Watched ESPN most of the morning this morning, and it's the same discussion over and over again. Did they get it right? Did they get it right? Did the committee get it right? And I got to be honest with you, as much as I am not an Alabama fan, I think the committee got it right. I do. I think they got it right. I do believe Alabama is the better team over Ohio State, even though Ohio State won the Big Ten championship. If you listen to all the pundits, listen to all the people talking about what the job of the committee was. What the job of the committee was to pick the 4 best teams in college football to represent in the top 4 in the college playoffs. And Ohio State was not one of them. I'm sorry. Ohio State was not one of them. Ohio State, to me, is almost like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of a football team. You're not quite sure which one's going to show up. Now, they happened to show up in the first half against Wisconsin. But Wisconsin made that a game. Ohio State almost lost that game. They almost lost that game. And another big thing that was being talked about was, going back to the Iowa game. The loss to Iowa that they took. Those were some big losses when you lose to Iowa. You're supposed to be a top-ranked team, and you lose to Iowa. Alabama deserved to be in there. TCU could have made an argument, but they needed to beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma dispatched TCU. Undoubtedly, Clemson's number 1. That should have been the number 1 team. Oklahoma comes in at number 2. Georgia gets revenge on Auburn and gets the number 3 spot. Alabama squeaks in at number 4. Three of the 4 teams actually played last week to get their spots. And someone said people are upset because Bama got in because they know Bama will win. No, I do not know that Bama will win. As a matter of fact, I don't think Alabama will win. I really do not believe Alabama will win the national title this year. I think Clemson has a fantastic shot at repeating as national champions. And to be honest, I think Oklahoma and Georgia each have a pretty decent shot at it as well. Oklahoma's had their little hiccups as well. But as of late, they're playing lights out. They're playing lights out. They're peaking at a great time. Georgia gets past a loss to Auburn, and they get the revenge and not just defeated them. I mean, they handed them a loss. So do I think that the committee got it right? Yeah, I do. I think they got it right. Alabama needed to be in there. Yeah, now if TCU had won, had beat Oklahoma, it very well could have knocked Oklahoma out of the top 4. I think TCU would have been at number 4, possibly. Alabama may have gotten in as a number 3. But Ohio State, in order for Ohio State to get past that Iowa loss, they needed to take care of business with Wisconsin, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Wisconsin came back in that football game. Ohio State played 2 different football games that night. A great one in the first half and a subpar one in the second half. And it almost came back to bite them. And in the end, it did come back to bite them when it came to the selection committee. Ohio State needed to take care of business with Wisconsin to show they deserved to be in that top 4, and they didn't do it. Therefore, the default number 4 went to Alabama. So, yeah, I think they got it right. So now the question is, who wins between Clemson and Alabama? And I've already got all the I'm not even asking Alabama fans. Not even asking Alabama fans, because Alabama fans just think they're just going to win every single game, and they're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Clemson is playing lights out right now. Clemson's playing lights out. Alabama is playing decent ball, but there's been some faults, and we saw it. And it happened at the worst time against Auburn late in the season, their last game of the regular season. That is going to be a difference maker. Oklahoma and Georgia, that is going to be, if there's a game that I'm going to want to watch, I'm going to watch Oklahoma, Georgia. That is going to be an ugly football game. It's going to be a good football game, but it's going to be ugly because these two are going to battle it out. And it's what you should have with a number 2 and number 3. It's what you should have. 979-353-4421. What are your thoughts? Who do you think has the best shot becoming the national champion this year? Is it going to be Clemson, Oklahoma, Georgia, or Alabama? I want to know what your thoughts are. 979-353-4421. When we come back, we got an interview we did with a company called So Hoodie. Some great guys that we talked to, and they're going to give you all the information about this product they have. I think you find it really cool, and we're going to point you into some directions, some things on that, as I am getting involved in this company called So Hoodie. We'll give you more information when we come back. Keep it here. You're listening to the Kennie Long Show here on NYSR National Youth Sports Radio.
You're listening to NYSR National Youth Sports Radio.
Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, lacrosse, soccer, and so much more. Dunright Athletics creates extremely high-quality team uniforms at a fraction of the price of those other guys. They can take your team's logo and put it on your choice of jersey in any size from youth to adult. That's sublimation, screen print, twill, and embroidery. Be ready for game day. Get your team's uniforms today. Call them at 1-800-396-3991 or visit them at www.dunrightathletics.com. Don't delay. Check out all the custom styles they have to offer, and don't forget to mention that Christian the Radio Guy sent you.
Brett Cooper Football. It's the Brett Cooper Football Junior Academic